and welcome back to the show. Well, Sheldon Wolf is the president of Canada's Credit Fix and is one of Canada's top forensic credit experts. He is a specialist and an educator to Canadians on topics such as credit restoration, credit score modification, debt settlement, and identity theft protection. Sheldon brings to the table over 25 years of credit experience and currently sits on the board of directors for the Credit Institute of Canada. Well, Sheldon, thank you very much for joining the program today.
Hey, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Great. Well, today what we'd like to do is we'd like to look into the whole idea of credit repair. First of all, Sheldon, what made you get into the industry of credit repair, and how did it all begin?
Well, as most people know, I spent many years in financing and real estate, trying to help people put their deals together. And almost every single transaction involves financing, which then in turn involves credit. There is nothing more frustrating when having a perfectly good client ready to go ahead and get his mortgage and or facilitate whatever they're trying to do, and they end up declined because of a mistake or an error, something that's not even possibly even their fault in many cases, or simply things like low credit score when they've got perfect credit. And customers just don't know. The consumer in Canada has no idea how to help themselves.
And who are your typical clients? I mean, who needs Canada Credit Fix?
Well, it's funny you ask that, because our clients are pretty much just about anybody. Nowadays, you need credit for almost everything you do, whether you open a bank account, whether you're getting a car loan, whether you're getting a mortgage. Certain education faculties require your credit rating being a certain score. So just about everybody. I mean, if you have a pulse, you pretty much have credit, regardless of whether it's good or bad. But credit's that important these days. So just about any Canadian's our client.
Well, in some of your lectures, I've heard you say that there are two types of people, one with bad credit and the other with bad credit. What does that all mean?
Well, we get that all the time. We get customers who have bad credit because they simply didn't care about their credit, where maybe a turn of events in their life, maybe they were younger at one point. The thing we hear all the time is, well, I was young and dumb and here I am today. Well, I've got a child on the way and I want to buy a home. I'm married. That was 10 years ago. I want to clean up. I want to make a change. So that's one type of guy. That's a guy, would I say, who has actual bad credit. The other type of guy is the guy who has spotless credit, except maybe a cell phone company put a collection on his credit report, which may not even be his, for that matter. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors going on out there. We're in a data age, so you get a guy who normally has excellent credit, all of a sudden he has bad credit. Not earned, but it's on his credit report.
And what is the typical file like for you, and how long does it take to repair credit?
Every file is literally different. I mean, you can't get more completely different, because every file and every credit report is different. And then there's the Equifax credit report, and then there's the TransUnion credit report, and then the various different score systems. So as far as how long it takes, it's going to depend on what needs to be done, what backup we have, what information we're provided. But in many cases, I mean, we can truck through a file anywhere from 30 to 90 days and have scores improved, have mistakes come off credit reports. I'd say probably in about 75 to 85% of the situations, I'm thinking probably about 30 to 90 days, sometimes longer, sometimes faster.
Oh, that's actually very promising. So what should someone do if they find an error in their credit?
Well, one of the rules we have here is there's a lot of literature all over the internet on how to, and nowadays with the internet you can pretty much find out how to give yourself a root canal if you really want. There is a science to it. Your credit report is based on all sorts of algorithms, and there's a lot of things that people have to know. we don't just ask for things to be removed from your credit report, because that's not going to happen. There are certain laws that have to be followed. There are certain procedures that have to be followed. Most people in Canada don't realize there's a Credit Reporting Act or a Collection Agencies Act. There's a lot of different rules and regulations, and a lot of times people can actually make their credit worse. So I tell people, give us a call. Let us take a look at the situation. If it's something we think you can do yourself, we're going to probably recommend it. It's something that falls outside the scope of what I think consumers should be working on. We'll figure something out to help you out.
Well, I've read that people should not try to fix their own credit. So why is that?
You'd be amazed at how many people have come to us after attempting it, and they end up changing something as simple as a date of last activity code, something that probably would have fallen off their credit after even another 5-6 months. Well, now it's going to be on there for another 6 years. There are so many different pitfalls and traps that people can get into, and keep in mind, almost every time you phone a collector or a creditor, you're being recorded. So it just makes our phone call that much tougher when we actually do decide to help you out, or when you decide to have us help you out. So I mean, there are a lot of things you need to know before you go running at your collectors and creditors. So
very wise advice. So do you have a message for Canadians with bad credit or errors on their credit report?
Well, our philosophy here is simple. I don't think for 1 second, everyone thinks you're in credit repair that you automatically think everybody is entitled to have perfect credit, and that's not the truth. The truth is, I believe everybody is entitled to have 100% accurate credit. If your credit's not accurate, give us a call. Let us take a look at it. Don't phone the credit reporting agencies, because it may not be anything that they've done. In fact, in many cases, it's nothing that Equifax has done wrong, and it's nothing that TransUnion's done wrong. There are so many different data furnishers and so many different people pushing in data into the system that I'll tell you, probably most of the time it's nothing that they've done wrong, and sometimes it's coding errors. Sometimes it's beyond the scope of what a consumer is going to be able to deal with. Give us a call. Let us look at it.
Well, Sheldon, it sounds like a great program, and definitely a much-needed one for the Canadian consumers out there with credit errors and problems. Thanks for the interview, and we hope to chat with you again sometime real soon, Sheldon.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.
We've been speaking with Sheldon Wolf. For more information on credit repair for Canadians, please check out his website at www.canadacreditfix.com. Thank you all for watching. See you again real soon.